Yes, we are back and better. And our first guest is a woman, of course. Her name is Angela Daniel, and she is Executive Director of Women Entrepreneurship Association of Nigeria and a President of the Stage for Women Development. The stage is strategies to achieve gender equality for women development. And it's the largest women organization in Nigeria. Presently has hundreds of individuals, members across board, different ethnics and different tribes. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Welcome to the show.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's such a lot you're doing with regards to women, and of course the conversation even before we came back is really talking about the things that have been done in the space of women development and gender equality. But let's first look at what you have been doing in that area, and so far the achievements you've probably just recorded in your space.
We've been able to establish the fact that women participation in politics and decision making is very, very important for the development of women and Nigeria as a country. And people are buying into the idea, and people are beginning to understand why it has to be like that and all that. And that is the reason you have so many people and so many organizations being part of the movement and all that.
Okay, so when you speak about, that leads to the conversation of affirmative action for women. And I know that that's in the last election, no, not many women, that bill was really put forth and is still not, hasn't gotten that desired effect. So what do you think can be done before we talk more about gender equality and some of the things that need to be worked on? That bill, affirmative, women in politics, how can we broaden that horizon for women?
It's actually the responsibility of the legislature to do it. But the problem we have is that who are the people in the legislative system? They are practically all men. You understand? And whoever is holding power is not ready to release power.
Okay.
It is the person who wants to hold that power that should go for it. You understand? So these men are holding it. They're not interested in releasing power. They're not interested in any other gender coming, to compete with them and things like that. The only thing we can do is we are trying to get women to support women. It is women largely that go out to vote. So if we support women and vote for women, in the legislature, people will have more women to support such bills. Except we have women to support such bills, I mean, we'll continue to lose at the end of the day, because the men will definitely not do it on their own. They won't say, okay, we want to allow women to come. They won't try it, because they will be losing out too, and nobody wants to lose in any competition.
Okay, let's look at the conversation of gender equality, and that's really one part. And they say that we've achieved gender equality for women, especially with what this year's theme is, challenge to change. And actually in the different parts of the labor force, labor laws, women earning more. Do you think that there's been a development in gender equality for women? Is it, how would you rate it? Let me just ask that question in terms of percentage.
Looking at what is on ground now, you find out that women, we have even lost out the more. In years past, in previous administrations, we had more women than we have in this present assembly. So things are getting worse, and that is why every woman should feel the responsibility to change the narrative. Things are getting worse, and apart from the fact, you can also agree with me that it's because women are not there that our economic system is getting worse every other day. Things are changing from bad to worse on a daily basis in every aspect. So we really need, women really need to come up and tell themselves the simple truth. We have to get involved. We should be involved. We need to support. We need to do all that we need to do to make sure we change the narrative. The men themselves will not. Yes, many men are in support of having more women, but they are in the minority when you talk about the men population. We need women to come out and say, please, we have to change the narrative. We are ready to take actions that are needed for it to change.
Okay, let's bring this home, like to domestic domestic frame. So now, yes, we know that women need to take charge and need to start taking action and all. But then, you know, we get the problem or the issue arising that says, how do we balance work life with domestic, with our family life? Because you find the man of the house who is going out to work and everything, but then doesn't have to worry about who will take care of the home. But then you find the woman, she's going out to work, she also has to worry about taking care of the home. So how can she function properly, balancing all that together as a woman?
Definitely, women are more multitasking than men. They have always coped, and they're coping very well. We have a number of women leaders, presidents all over the world. Yeah. Even in Nigeria, we have a good number of them. The latest is our Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. How has she coped? She has been able to raise her family, and she has been in all those top positions until today. So many other women are capable of doing it, and they're all out to do it, but we are not yet, or it seems the population or the society is not yet ready to give them the opportunities to do it. Women are very, very multitasking. They can cope. They can do a lot of things at the same time and make sure that things work out well. And that is why you have families. How many families are doing well? And those very few families are not doing well, if we look at it that way. Majority of the families are doing well because women are able to do all that they need to do, and they are doing it and doing them very well.
Okay, let's talk about Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala with her newly attained position. So how does that, how do you think that would affect women around the world in terms of attaining their goals, you know, choosing to challenge the system that says only men should be in positions of power? Because even when people, even when you find women in the political scene, you find out that they're either vying for the deputy positions. They're not. You wouldn't find a woman, especially in Nigeria, vying for the position of the governor. She's vying for the position of the deputy governor. So now, Dr. Ngozi being in that particular position of power, taking charge, how do you think that has influenced women and in the political scene?
She has become a very strong role model for women. If she can do it, there are many other women who can do it. One other thing we need to understand is the fact that her husband gave his support. People around her gave their support. So the average Nigerian man is a person that wants to hold back the woman. You can't, and that's all you will hear most of the time. We want to let the men know that their support alone will help the women folk move higher. It's not, you're not moving only your wife, you're also moving the daughters. The girls will also move. As they are seeing their mom, they are impressed and they want to. Other people around, the nieces and all that, will want to move along with her and things like that. Dr. Okonjo-Iweala has played a good role model for Nigerian women, and many other women are willing and ready to do the same.
I think even the conversation even extends to the young girls, the girls coming up, especially in the rural areas. I mean, the urban areas, education, but those who don't have access to education, the girl child. And you are strong on social development work. So what are some of those things you've been able to do in terms of sensitizing young girls? Especially look at the stats in the north. A lot of young girls are not in school. If it's not one kidnapping, it's one issue or the other. So what have you been doing, you know, in that line?
We have been running some programs in secondary schools, Life Skills for Adolescent Girls. Life Skills for Adolescent Girls is all about encouraging the young girls to be able to aspire to be, you know, role models, women achievers, women of distinction, all that. We have done it in secondary school, and we are still doing it in secondary schools all over the country. We need more support. Since the pandemic, financial support hasn't really been forthcoming as such, so that's why the program has slowed down. But we've done it for quite some years. For over 10 years, we have been doing that in both public and private schools, federal government colleges, and all that. So we have done great things to encourage the young girls, and many of them are coming up. But we also have the issue of parents not ready to let the daughters go as such. They are holding back. And that is the reason for which in most rural areas, the girl child is like she doesn't have the opportunity to move, except there is no boy. In my own area, I wouldn't want to say it. Even if the boy child is the last in the home, he is giving preference when it comes to education and every other thing to the girl child who may have been the first child. That girl will be made to start struggling with the parents to make sure that they bring up that little boy, because it's the little boy that must take over and things like that. But one thing people need to understand, if you look back in our societies, you find out it is the girl child that takes care of the parents in their old age. And if you have not brought her up well, if you have not empowered her to be able to do that with ease, you find out that she keeps struggling for too long a time. They tell us the poverty wears a woman's face. Why does it? Because we start it from our families. We don't allow the girl child to really move as with all the capabilities she has, with all the empowerment she has received and things like that. So we need to change the mindset of parents, especially those in the rural areas. The ones in the urban areas are learning. At least they're giving the girl child the opportunity to go to school and things like that. And then
what kind of conversations do we need to start having as women to encourage other women? Because the word on the street, or what a lot of women say, is that women don't support each other. That's one value where everybody's just packaging. Nobody really supports each other. And if we don't get that support, how can we push for affirmative action? How can we push for gender equality? So what are the kind of conversations we need to have within ourselves? The men are pretty, they come together, and when they say they want to do something, they do it well. But women, I don't know, we struggle with that.
They're like with the ones bringing each other down.
So how can we have, what kind of conversations should we start having?
It's like working to mobilize support and solidarity, getting to let them know the benefits for women. Except we support women, things will not change. And because we are not supporting women, women are worse off. Because the allocation of resources are not made to, you know, take care of women's needs, women and girls' needs, and things like that. If resources are not well allocated, of course, it's the woman that knows how to allocate resources in the home for it to be enough and things like that. If women are not there to allocate the resources, look at healthcare and all that, education, other areas, small and medium enterprises, activities that are dominated by women, such things are not given the kind of preference and support that they should get. But if we have women who understand these things very well, they should be able to make their input during budget, during policy and strategy issues, so that things will be better taken care of than what we are seeing today. In all situations, we find out that women are just not doing well.
Yeah.
Now,
So, sorry. Let's go. Okay, do you want to?
We celebrated International Women's Day a while ago, but your organization is celebrating tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why are you celebrating tomorrow? And what do you hope to achieve? I mean, the noise has been challenged to change. What are you challenging to change after why are you celebrating tomorrow?
Many of the member organizations have celebrated the individual organization, but this is the national. What we are doing tomorrow is a national celebration for the Stage for Women Development. Those of them that are not in, because the program is taking place physically in Lagos, the other organizations that are in other states, because the State for Women Development spreads across all states. The other states will be joining through Zoom for the celebration. But those in Lagos are going to be meeting at a particular venue for all that. All we are saying is we choose to challenge those factors, those forces that are holding women back. Men should hear, political parties should hear, other individuals, women themselves should also hear that they need to support women, not just for the woman you are looking at, but for the generality of the women folk and the girl child and Nigeria as a country. If we have more women in the system, things will change definitely for better, not just for women, but for Nigeria as a country.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you said so much, and if you're a woman watching, this is just what the conversation is about. It's much bigger, and every single day we talk about it on the show in our own way. We'd like to plug it in. You need to contribute, do your own part, and to the woman next to you, she's your sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we must all plug in the word. We need gender equality, women in power, women in politics, women in business, women across every fair, like just women entering every place and just taking
Yes.
over and dominating,
Yes.
you know. So thank you so much, Ma, for coming on the show. Angela Daniel, Executive Director of Women Entrepreneurs Association of Nigeria. It's really nice to have you, and happy International Women's Day.
Happy
As we're
International
celebrating
Women's Day.
tomorrow.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And of course, you are Woman Crush Wednesday. We decided to make you a Woman Crush Wednesday because every Wednesday is Woman Crush Wednesday. So
Okay.
all right, this is where we wrap up the show. It's been a really, really, really great show. And our word for the day is a beautiful thing is never perfect. It's an Egyptian proverb. It says a beautiful thing is never perfect. Well,
This is completely true, because if you find something that is perfect, then there is where's the beauty in it? There's no need to improve upon it, because the beauty in life usually is the journey, the journey, the challenges you face, the improvements you make. So I think
Yes.
this is actually apt.
I don't need to add anything. You've said everything. You've said everything. So the beautiful thing in life is never perfect. On this note, we say our goodbyes. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming on the show.
Thank
we'll
you
be
very
here again
much.
tomorrow for Thursday. I want to say Friday. My head is already going to Friday.
We're in midweek, in between.
Yes, so tomorrow will be Throwback Thursday. I love Thursdays. Always I don't want to guess who we might be having for the Thursdays. I'm excited already, and all the amazing throwback songs. We'll be doing foreign throwback songs. We've done lots of Nigerian songs so tomorrow. But anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Do have a beautiful day and challenge to change something. Definitely. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy. Bye.